Happy 4th of July from the Art Cart Mobile Art Studio to all of my little American artists out there today. Um, I wanted to introduce you guys to a new artist today. He's an American artist, and his name is Stephen Penley. And he was born in Tennessee in 1964, and he is known mostly for his patriotic art. He does a lot of the symbols of the United States. He does a lot of famous people from the United States, um, presidents, politicians, people like that. Um, and he has this really neat way of doing art because he doesn't really use crisp lines and he doesn't really make things look real realistic. It's more kind of the paint's kind of thrown all together on the canvas. And I just think it's beautiful. So, since it's 4th of July, I thought today we would make the Betsy Ross flag. And that's the one that you see that has the 13 stars in a circle. So, what I've started out with today is I have lined a piece of paper to the approximate dimensions and so forth of a real flag. And so my paper ended up being 16 inches long by 9 3/4. Now you can do this on any size sheet of paper, and you don't have to worry too much about whether it's totally accurate, because remember I said his don't look very realistic anyway. Um, but you should try to get 13 stripes, starting with red, ending in red. And your field of blue for this flag, for the Betsy Ross, is about a third of the width of the whole paper. And I grabbed a circle that I thought kind of best fit in the middle of that, and I traced around it, and then I erased most of it. So you may be able to see it, maybe you can't, maybe you could barely see it. I also tried to figure out where the middle of the circle was. Since I didn't use a compass, I traced around a circle. And I'm going to make this today using my oil pastels because I just think they kind of really work well. So I'm going to start. I'm going to grab an extra sheet of paper to put under here so I don't get oil pastel on um, my camera. Sorry. And what I'm going to do is I noticed that his brush strokes tended to go up and down. So I'm just going to, the best I can, not too slowly, actually kind of quickly, go bottom to top. I'll try to keep this as much in the line as possible. Although remember I told you his, kind of looks sloppy. So his lines aren't perfect. He doesn't go in and trace this bottom line and make sure that they're exactly right. So it's okay if you're just going by each stripe. I have to keep moving mine because my surface isn't completely flat with my camera under there, base of my camera. And you can see I'm starting from the line, and every now and then it goes over the line, and sometimes it doesn't go quite to the line. And that kind of looks just like his original art. So definitely don't worry about that. Okay. Isn't that beautiful? Now, this one's definitely going to be one of the easiest to do because I don't worry about it going off the edge of the paper. But when I start doing my interior lines, as you will see, it's going to be a little more difficult because I want to do these lines too. And now I have to try a little harder to stay in the lines. See how this this is working. You can go down with your strokes. You can go up with your strokes. But he doesn't seem to do much right to left. He really has these nice, thick brush strokes. See how fast I'm going now? You can do that too. Just go really quickly. Complete those lines, and you can see where the impression is, where my base of my thing folds. I might go back over those. Just try to get that out of there. There was some over here too. All right. And try to stay in those lines the best you can. But remember what I said. If you don't stay exactly in the lines, that's not a problem, because that's kind of the way his art is too. All right. Back over some of it if you want. Okay. And then we're going to move on to the next stripe, and we're just going to keep going. Red, white, red, white, red, white, red. Your last stripe next to the blue box should be red, and the one under it should be white. And you should end up down here at the very bottom down here. This one should be red also. All right, so I'm going to pause the video and continue so you don't have to watch me make all these lines. And you can pause the video as well, or you could watch the video all the way through and then come back and do the video while you're doing your artwork again. All right, so I'll see you in a couple minutes. All righty, you can see I'm pretty much done here. Couple things I just wanted to point out. We do want to keep it nice and red on the red stripes. So if you see a lot of white between your red lines, go back and just add some more red over the top. And also, you can do this with crayon or marker. You don't have to do this with oil pastel. I just had them handy and thought, yay, this would be fun. All righty, so you can see my 13 stripes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And do you know what those 13 stripes represent? They represent the same thing as the 13 stars on this Betsy Ross flag. And that, if you said the 13 colonies, you are correct. All righty. So I did have white and a blue oil pastel on my table before I started moving stuff around. So let me show them. What did I do with them? Such silliness. All right, I'm just going to grab another white for the time being. Clean it off a little on my messy mat. That's what this is for, messes. And I'm going to start making 5 pointed stars. Now, 13 is an odd number. You know about odd and even numbers? 13 is odd. And so I'm going to start by looking for the very tip top of my circle, and I'm going to make a star right at the top. Actually, I'm thinking maybe I should do the blue first and then do the white stars on top. So silly. All right, hang on. I'm going to go get another blue. All right, so here's my blue. Basically, I want to kind of keep track of where that circle is, but I think I should probably do blue first. So I'm going to start out by doing the same thing I did with my red. It's easier to go up and off the paper when you're at the edge. And then I'm just going to do another row kind of right on top of it. And I think what I'm going to do so I can see that circle is I'm going to kind of do my lines around the circle. There we go. And then I'll go in and do inside the circle. And that will help me see it a little bit better when I go to put my stars so that they stay in a nice circle. I'm going to keep my lines going straight up and down though. Just like I did before. And notice I'm not going up and down, up and down. I'm either going down, 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 or up, 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 depending on what I feel like doing. All right. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out where I'm going to put those stars with my white. So I'm going to start, because it's an odd number, I'm going to start with 1 at the top. You see that tiny little line? And then I'm going to do 2 at the bottom right next to each other. So we should be able to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Something like that. All right. So let's go 1 here and 1 here. 1 here and 1 here. It should be even on the sides. 1 here. 1, 2. So ignore that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ignore that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That makes 12 plus the one at the top. There's 13. All right. So I've got those marked out so that they'll be evenly spaced around my circle. Now I'm going to go back with my glue and fill in that circle. And your oil pastel will smudge on your hands and make a mess. So you may want to just put down a paper towel to lean your hand on. Or you can try just to turn your paper around. So now I'm going in and I'm filling in the circle so it looks like one big field of blue. Let's not make our lines too big. All right, that's a nice field of blue, isn't it? So in my Crayola oil pastels, this one is called Midnight Blue, and the red one is called Red. That one's easy, right? So, and I think these came in the 16 pack. All right. I'm sure the red is in the 12 pack, but this blue is in the 16 pack. And you could do any blue. The blue of the flag is a color called Old Glory blue. but I don't think they make crayons and oil pastels in the exact color of the flag. So you have to kind of guess. And since this isn't going to be completely accurate, because his artwork doesn't look realistic, remember, it's a little abstract. Um, it doesn't matter if it's, Old Glory blue. All right, so I'm going to show you on a separate sheet here how we're going to make these stars. Put this out of the way for a minute. And I'm going to use my blue so that you can see it. And I'm going to start by just making a point like that. So it's just kind of an arrow going up. Then I'm going to make a line going through the top. If you live in California, it might look like the California Angels baseball team, Anaheim Angels. Then I'm going to go from the opposite leg to the opposite arm. Leg to arm, and there is a 5-point star. Not too hard, right? Let's do it again. So it's down, down, straight across the top, reach over from opposite sides, reach over from opposite sides. All right? So now I'm going to take my white one, and I've already figured out where all these are going. And so what I'm going to do is just draw them. All right, had pause for a second there, but look what I found. I found my other blue and my other white. It was underneath my camera face flap, and I flapped up. Anyway, those of you that have been arting with me this summer know I am constantly losing things. I don't know what is going on. But it doesn't affect my teaching, it just affects my finding things. All right, so here we go. Back to our beautiful stars. All right, and then you could kind of color that in. All right, you see the next one? Straight up, across the top, and then reach down and across. Kind of like when you're doing those windmill exercises in PE. They still do those? You come up and you reach down, reach down. All right, so you can see these coming out now. All right, just gonna keep going. How many are we making? 13, that's right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. These ones are a little close. Sometimes they get a little weird shaped. 8. Yeah, I think what happened is I made them bigger than I should have because now I'm really squishing them in at the bottom here. Let's go back up here to the top and see if I can make some a little smaller so they all fit. Wanted to make sure you can see them. There we go. All right, this should be the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and here's 13. All right. Not perfect, but hey, you get the idea, right? And nobody's perfect. What do you think, guys? So, this is called a Betsy Ross flag. It was the one that supposedly Betsy Ross made um, as the first flag for the United States of America on the 4th of July back in 1776. Actually, I don't know if they had the flag on the 4th of July. I should research that. How'd you do with your stars? Okay? I hope so. I'm sure however you did them will be just fine. Um, this was fun. All right. Well, I can't wait to art with you again soon. Have a wonderful and safe 4th of July. Children need to stay back away from the fireworks and watch. Guys can't be running around in the middle of all the fireworks because I would not want you to get burned. All righty. See you soon, guys.